pay heed to the court of their majesties, Roland and Taltu.
Please make yourself comfortable.
With Duchess Constantia Morales, he leaves the order. Please present herself before the majesties.
Please, as you feel fit. No, please stay standing. It is quite often hard to reward someone who is so excellent and gracious already. However, our predecessors left us with a small amount of business to reward you for the work you have done online during the time of this COVID crisis. We would like to reward you with a gratia coronia, I believe, for all the works that you have done for the time when we can't see each other in person and the efforts you put into the online presence. We wish to thank you greatly for that. 3 cheers, please.
For the latest recipient of the Corona that thing. 3 cheers. Hip hip.
Huzzah!
Hip hip.
Huzzah!
Hip hip.
Huzzah!
However, our predecessors also left us with strong words bidding us that while it was our decision, that they wished that they could have given you more. Since then, we've had numerous other people come and say that you should be rewarded more for your efforts. I'm glad you agree. And it is so, while we feel privileged to be able to reward you and come up here to an event which is not normally your barony, it was such an opportunity, and so many people of such a high status within our society recommended you, that we would like to present you with this award now.
It is the right and privilege of the Crown to reward those who serve and support the realm. To those who have given of themselves at the highest level and over many years, it is their Majesty's pleasure to grant a rare and special honour, the right to an augmentation of arms.
Huzzah!
In honour of your outstanding and long service to the Kingdom, we grant you the right to augment your arms with such elements of the Kingdom's device and badges as you may properly register with our College of Heralds in the Kingdom of Lockhack and throughout the known world. By command this 13th day of February, and Societatis 55. Roland and Talju in the Kingdom of Lockhack. And for this, we now call for 3 cheers. Hip hip!
Huzzah!
Hip hip!
Huzzah!
Hip hip!
Huzzah!
It gets to that point, as with friends, where they have everything, they give everything, they have no need for anything, and you start scraping the barrel of what to give them. And there are many within a society like this. Stanza, you've been around. I don't think I knew my first festival, but after the first festival, you have been one of those inspiring, slightly terrifying, but in the way of being terrific, more so than being frightening. And this is a small piece of pewter in a symbolic form, but it represents so much more.
And truly, the number of recommendations that came for you was hard to...
I think we would have been at less popular crowd if we had before this.
Thank you very much.
Kit of Stegby, please present yourself before their Majesties.
She not here today?
Lucia Della Torre, please present yourself before the Majesties.
Yes, if you're
Please,
able.
if you're comfortable.
It is often people working in the background doing many of the tasks that need to be done to keep a kingdom running, such as organising the inventory of local groups and always being willing to put effort in to keep a group running in an efficient way. And it has come to our attention that you have helped keep the our Canton of Stegby running as it should, even though you might not be directly noticeable for many of your efforts. And we wish to bring those efforts to the attention of our populace. And so we wish to reward you today.
A great castle should create awe in the beholder, both in the strength of its defences and in the beauty of the workmanship in its walls. But without strong foundations hidden from sight, the castle is nothing but an illusion. So it is with the kingdom. For though we see the strength of our combatants and the wealth of skill of our artisans, without the strong foundations of often unseen dedication and labour, our kingdom will surely fall. We honour those on whom are laid the foundations of Lochac with the Order of the Golden Tier. And their Majesties are minded to admit you to that country.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Officers like the Reeve and others that have a background, it's when they're working you don't notice them. It's when they go wrong that they're suddenly very apparently there and they need to be fixed. Your quiet but efficiency has made other people's jobs and tasks easier. Like the swan on the water with the stubby legs kicking hard, getting the map all to add up, so that the big moraine frosted gloriousness can float along on the surface. Speaking as someone who loves animals, please no. The legs are what get us where we need to go. The legs are powerful, and while they may not be generally seen as beautiful as the face or the wings, they are amazing and fantastic, as you are. Thank you.
For the latest recipient of the Golden Tier, 3 cheers. Hip hip.
Huzzah!
Hip hip.
Huzzah!
Hip hip.
Huzzah!
Children and dogs.
Godwin Black of White Castle and Edith Annabelle, pray present yourselves before the Majesties.
Godwin, Annabelle, we have spoken more to you than to your lady. However, the deeds that we heard about you and the recommendations that came to speak so highly of you have drawn you to our attention. I would like to ask their excellencies to say some of these words now, since it was their words that brought you to our attention.
All bad.
We just think them.
I would like to say it was not just their excellency's words, but numerous individuals within the canton is the word I'm looking for, yes. Canton. I was about to elevate you to Shire accidentally. I do apologise. It will come in time, I am certain. But there were many within the canton who had great words of both of you.
Both of these individuals, they really are, they do represent the North. They travel to just about every single group. They travel to St Florian's events, they travel to Riverhaven, to their own Burnfield events, to festivals, to Stegby events. They travel so much. And Godwin's work with woodwork is absolutely amazing. You've seen his encampment today. There's his A&S entry with the cart is just phenomenal. And this good lady here, if you'd like to
is the hospitaller for Burnfield, and wonderful. She's keeping Burnfield up and running in the public eye, even though we have not been able to display ourselves. You always had Burnfield on your mind and in your heart, and we appreciate your efforts in that area.
Well and truly.
And while it is often not easy to say no to a king, you did manage to do that. However, your reasons were those that made us feel this person is more deserving of reward for being part of our populace and thinking so much of others. And so we would like to reward you both today.
Godwin, Edith, it has come to our notice that through diverse great efforts you have considerably enriched our kingdom, and it is thus our pleasure to reward you with an award of arms. We give you the rights and titles of a lord and lady of the realm, and charge you with the responsibilities of this rank, and we further give you the right to bear, as personal arms, such devices you may have properly registered with our heralds in the kingdom of Lockhart and throughout the known world. By our word in hand, this 13th day of February, and Societatis 55, Roland and Tautu.
3 cheers for the newest armatures of the kingdom.
Thank you.
Hip hip!
Huzzah!
Hip hip!
Huzzah!
Hip hip!
Huzzah!
Thank you both, my lord and lady.
Forrestine Jan Nansen, pray present yourself before their majesties. I apologise for mispronouncing your name if I did.
Hello, Stuart. It is difficult when times turn tough to keep moving forward, to keep doing what needs to be done to keep a society and a group going. In tough times, you can get disillusioned, you can get out of the habit of such things, and it takes certain people to run events when the amount of bureaucracy that is thrust upon them has grown. It takes certain people to run activities and to work hard against the onward winds that seem to be pushing them back. You have done work in these hard times, and so we wish to reward you with a Corona. Sorry, it is a new award, one of which I am terrible at announcing.
His Majesty is very British, not Italian. His Latin has suffered somewhat. His Irish isn't fantastic either.
But I have someone else from my Irish. Again, there is no official, as far as I can see, spiel for our herald to read to congratulate you for such award, and so I hope that my inelegant words instead are enough for you today. Please, 3 cheers.
For the latest recipient of this award. 3 cheers. Hip hip.
Huzzah!
Hip hip.
Huzzah!
Hip hip.
Huzzah!
Thank you for your efforts.
Would Amalia del Benigno, Dominica Borishkovaya, Duchess Constanzia Morales y de Zamora, and Owen Cartier present yourselves before the majesty.
I think you've already got yours.
Hang on.
Right, I can go back. You can pick up the crowd.
Yes.
Okay. Your Excellencies, I believe our herald has not misspoken for the people that they have called forward, but has misspoken since he is doing double duty as both our herald and your heralds today.
Actually, these people were gifted a gift from the previous crown. And we pleasure both us and also the Baron and Baroness of Floss to present you with these awards. We have, for Riverhaven people,
Thank you very much.
tokens of appreciation,
Royal Cyprus.
Royal Cyprus from the previous crown.
Unfortunately, we seem to have left your royal ciphers. St. Florian seem to have left them in our room.
We give you royal cherries.
Cherry, there you go.
We're
So-
living good on it.
That was on us.
We will all be. Was it? Your Excellency, would you say that was on us? Most gracious.
His Excellency is not wearing his mouse guard pouch, so he is not under my protection.
But yes, we do have your tokens of royal cipher, which we will get to very shortly. Richard.
For the latest recipients of Royal Cyprus, 3 cheers. Hip hip.
Huzzah!
Hip hip.
Huzzah!
Hip hip.
Huzzah!
And still speaking for
If you could, please.
Riverhaven, would Eamon McLaughlin
Just having that moment.
please present himself before their Excellency.
Excellencies, Majesties.
Sorry.
My friend, we were very lucky. In the last reign, you were recognised for your services to the kingdom, to the SEA, to the society at large. You have helped us immensely throughout this entire time. And we were honoured to be able to present you with an award of arms.
I believe royal ciphers are one thing. There are certain things that should come from the crown.
I apologise.
Your Excellency, I believe you have been holding out on someone whose virtues need to be spoken of. I would be willing to hear of these virtues.
This man has impressed me amazingly, Your Majesty. He helps everywhere. Every single event he ever attends. We had to drag him out of the kitchen to make sure he was here for this. He just is unstoppable. He really is. He's just an amazing effort, and the SCA is very well and truly rich because he is in it.
It is one thing that I can say of our predecessors, that they had excellent tastes. And their recommendation for you to receive this award is most definitely heartfelt as us giving you this award. And so while it is from their pen, although Theodoric is not much of a... know that it is coming most definitely with our blessing. Thank you very much for the newest. 3 cheers for the newest armature in the Kingdom of Lockhart. Hip hip!
Huzzah!
Hip hip!
Huzzah! Huzzah! So good.
Their Majesties call before them Gabriella Borromei. The strength and stability of the crown and the kingdom lie in these virtues of its people: chivalry, creativity, and service. For if any of these are lacking, the kingdom fails. The servants of the kingdom build it from its foundations.
Please, call forth the Order of the Pelican.
Let those members of the Order of the Pelican who wish come forward, and if If any want to keep their distance, then please hold your chains.
Good gentles of the order, we have heard from many within our populace of the many, many, many wonderful deeds and great service of this good gentle before us. We know that there are words to be spoken on her part. Who would speak first? No, I think Dorothy would like to speak.
It always amazes me how the organisation of our pelicans.
Please come forward and address the populace.
I'm not a pelican, but I have been asked to speak by Lady Gabriella.
Please do.
Thank you. My name is Lady Dorothy Tor from the Friendship Canton of Stegby, a part of the friendly, welcoming, mischievous barony of Riverhaven. His Excellency's words. It is my honour and privilege to speak to you today about the Honourable Lady Gabriella. I met the Honourable Lady Gabriella when I wandered into Stegby one balmy summer's night 11 years ago. I felt welcomed and decided what a nice place to stay. Lady Gabriella warned me she was loud, opinionated, and usually not the best person to greet people coming into the group. When she said she was loud, I did not expect that when she sneezed it could actually be heard 3 villages away. Still very new to the household, we attended my first Great Northern War. Surprised by the clothing worn by the populace, I asked, "Where do you buy the clothes?" She said, "You don't, you make them yourself." When I said, "I can't sew," her words to me were, "If you give it a go, I will help you." True to her word, she did. I have witnessed her help many of the populace since that day, always encouraging each one along the way. Lady Gabriella is always coming up with ideas and classes to teach in our arts and science nights. I remember before Gabriella became a student, archery was not her thing. "I do not do the twangy thing," she would say. Interesting enough, once challenged to do something new by her peer, the twangy thing became part of her repertoire. Again, she leads by example, give it a go. Gabriella has installed in the Stegby populace the mantra, "We are honoured to serve," and before every event, there are encouraging words about helping out. I've seen Lady Gabriella lead by example. At any event, she will be either being list mistress, heralding for court, in the kitchen, cleaning something, helping put things up at an event, and always the last to leave with cleaning in particular Stegby events. Her motto, "Leave the place cleaner than we found it, they will ask us back." Gabriella's passion and devotion to service astounds me. Along with all that Lady Gabriella does, her devotion to her canton, our canton, is the fact that she has been the seneschal several times over, the Arts and Science Officer, Herald Officer, Constable at Large, and an amazing emotional support to the members of our community. I am extremely honoured to be here to speak for the Honourable Lady Gabriella in preparation for her elevation to becoming a peer in the Order of the Pelican. If the Honourable Lady Gabriella Borromei had a middle name, it would be Yours in Service. I have seen her grow from being loud and opinionated to learning when to speak and not to speak. I think this has had a lot to do with her guidance from her peer. The only thing that hasn't changed is the sneeze. It can still be heard from 3 villages away. Thank you.
Your Majesties, if I may, I also will be speaking on behalf of the candidate. I am Master Dmitry Borodinsky, Landed Baron of Riverhaven, and Loaded Baron of Riverhaven, and Master of the Order of the Pelican. I have known Gabriella for years, and for the entire time, I swear she has been doing something. She's always working. She's been always in a role. She's always been in an office. She's always been organising something. She's always been passing on something. She is someone that just does things constantly. Myself, being Landed Baron, being Seneschal of Riverhaven twice, she's someone that she has held baronial offices multiple times and held those offices again multiple times. multiple officers, multiple times. You just cannot stop this lady. She keeps doing things. And it's one of those things that, as the previous experiences that I have with her, you would think that she is my to-go person. She is the person that I always call upon because I know she'll do something. And you're right. She is. She is someone I know that if I say, can you do this, it will be done, it'll be done quickly, and she'll be asked how high she can jump. But the thing is, she passes on that skill, that knowledge, and that passion. She inspires others. She teaches others her skill. She passes on her knowledge, and it gives her so much joy. It's amazing to watch. She is an absolute force of nature, just like her sneezes. And it's because of this passion that I proudly call her my peer.
Your Majesties,
It is.
my name is Professor Constantine Morales of Zamora, and I hail from the peaceful and mercantile barriers and Florida. It's my overwhelming honour to speak to my protégé Gabriella on the day of elevation to the Order of Pelican. While Lady Dorothy and Master Dimitri have spoken of some of Gabriella's service, her SCA story starts before the creation of SEEK. Her first role in the SCA was chronicler of the Shire of Bacchus Wood, then Reed, then Deputy Seneschal. After a small break, she moved to work, created SEEK, becoming their first Seneschal, manages a range of officer roles in SEEK, 7 by my last count, while taking on many officer roles concurrently in Riverhaven. At this time, she's also running kitchen school and performing at large duties at many events in London. I don't know. We don't know.
It's unknowable. Unknowable. Some say.
Some say.
That's right.
Those things have been touched on, and that's a significant body of work in itself. But in addition to all of that, she has served as the Kingdom List Officer, Director of the Australian Board twice, and as Chair of the Australian Board as well, in addition to, which gives Gabriella a really rich and interesting depth of experience from the operational at a canton and baronial level to a strategic and policy level at Kingdom and corporate. This body of work is nothing to sneeze at. There were 2 people who contacted me and asked me to add these words, their words to mine, during her elevation. And one is from the first, a word from the Baroness of Bar. So for those who don't know, that is Christchurch, New Zealand. Master Bartholomew Raskin says, I've known Gabriella for a long time, mainly from afar, but also as a kind hostess. During a visit my lady and I made to Sydney many years ago, Gabriella has always impressed me as a considered, capable, supportive and enthusiastic contributor to everything we do, on so many levels. Thus, I'm very glad indeed to welcome her into the flock. The second lot of words are from the Barrier of Benalla, and for those who aren't aware, that is Perth, Australia. I enjoyed working with her, and it was Mistress Swain. I enjoyed working with her on the board, and the considerable effort she extended as chair, and the wrangling of personalities that involved, have greatly contributed to this wonderful achievement of the society, and I welcome her to the flock with open arms. And for me, I'm proud of her and her body of work. She is my peer. And I have a hanky for you, which I can see your card.
Gabriella, we have heard the passionate words of the populace and of the peerages. We are mindful today to elevate you to the Order of the Pelican. Is this your wish?
It certainly is.
Before we are able to elevate you and accept your fealty, we must ensure that you are not in fealty to anybody else. Is there somebody else you are in fealty to?
Duchess Constantia.
Yes, Duchess.
So, I have 4 words. I can't stop talking. In 2013, Gabriella came to me seeking advice. She asked me what she should look for when considering someone to be their peer. The advice I provided was make sure you find someone you feel that you can relate to and that can relate to you. Someone that can be supportive of your goals and someone courageous enough to challenge you. I also warned her about entering such a relationship, and what I warned her about was asking for the right reasons and not just to collect someone, because that doesn't do anyone any service. If you join a household or become a student to a peer, people will often judge you on their fears or their feelings toward the household or just their feelings toward households in general. And I specifically warned her not to consider being my student, particularly because people would judge her because of me. I told her to go away, think about it, and I would help her find the right peer tomorrow. The following day she came back and she said, "You are the peer for me." So this did not go to plan. I thought that I'd given sufficient signposts to choose another peer, so she didn't listen, or she did, and she felt that she was courageous enough to be my student. The question was I courageous enough to be her peer? I thought about it, and she reminded me of Vandal. A bit rough around the edges, but always willing to lend a hand. And bring and she also brings other people along the ride of service, which is a very important part of being a peer. And just so she inherited the proper student code. This is Vandal's stuff. And just like Vandal, she is now being recognised for her good work done within society. So, Gabriella, you worked tirelessly. You brought me no shame. You were a good student. Are there any words you would like to say to me? Now, I'm scared to swear
When I first got up the nerve to ask you if you would be my peer, I didn't know what I would do if you said no. After your words, I certainly expected you to say no. You were someone whose grace and demeanour said what this game should be to me. I never contemplated asking someone else, so thank you. I learned that grace and integrity are two of the most important things in the path to becoming a pelican from you. You told me that I would be tarred with the same brush as you. In some instances this was so, but ultimately the words Badger and Morales Gormont always regarded me with respect. You made me listen to the world, you made me stop and take notice. You made me challenge myself and become the best me I can be, and for that I truly thank you.
So now it's time for you to hand me back your badge. So I'll release you with this last piece of the prize as your peer. Any further counsel will be as my equal and equal. Oh, and I have a placement for that. My advice is simple. You're going to fail as peer. That's a given. We all fail to live up to other people's expectations. Because a lot of those expectations are out of our control. The failing that stings the most for me, when I have failed, is when I failed to be kind. Do your best. Do your best to be kind, especially to yourself. Now, get to know them.
Will you now give us your word that you will comport yourself as a peer of this realm, as you have undoubtedly done up until this day? Will you promise further to treat all with courtesy and uphold the laws and traditions of this kingdom? Will you swear fealty? And what would you like to swear?
Chi giuro,
Giuro
con la bocca e con la mano,
con la bocca e con la mano,
fedeltà et servizio,
fedeltà et servizio,
alla corona e al regno della Locca,
alla corona, al regno della Locca,
di parla e tacere,
parla e tacere,
di andare e venire,
di andare e venire,
di capire e risparmiare,
di potere, risparmiare,
di agire e non agire,
di agire e non agire,
con riguardo agli affari del regno,
con riguardo ai affari del regno,
sul mio onore
sul mio onore
e sulle leggi della corona,
e sulle leggi della corona,
nel tempo del bisogno
nel tempo del bisogno
o in quello della prosperità,
o in quello della prosperità,
in pace o in guerra,
in pace o in guerra,
in vita o in punto di morte,
in vita o in punto di morte,
da questo momento innanzi.
di questo momento innanzi,
E fino a che il re,
e fino a che il re
la schiera e il trono,
e la schiera e il trono,
o morte mi sorprende,
a molti mi sorprende,
o il mondo giunga
o al mondo giungo
alla sua fine.
alla sua fine.
Cosa io giuro,
Cosa io giuro, Gabriella.
This we do here, nor shall fail to forget, and we for our part swear fealty to you, your household, and those you uplift.
With all of our power, until we step down from the throne, death take us, or the world end. So say I, Roland, King.
So say I, Hardship, Queen. Is there a chain?
There is, Your Majesties. I have the honour of presenting this chain. It has a very small history. It was made by myself with links from Mistress Akasha and worn by myself, and I proudly pass it to you.
The chain represents the words of fealty that you gave us today, and you will renew to all our descendants. Please, wear this chain and think of those words. May they weigh heavily on you, but not too heavily, as a peer of this realm. Is there a medallion?
There is, Your Majesties. It has been displayed, Your Majesties. This medallion was first owned by Delbert von Strasbourg and went to Hrothgar Greatsword for his ceremony in 99. It then passed to me in 2001, which means that would be 20 years ago. And Kasha de Navarre for her ceremony in 2002. 19 years ago. Bane of Stornoway in 2004. Vanda Linche, so you don't get to space it, you get to carry them around for his ceremony in 2012. Lorcan of River Havens here in the Northern Reaches in 2012. And then Lorcan passed the medallion on to his squire, Peter Smith, and Maria Lancaster, and that happened person. So she started history with what kind of It was then lent by Beatrice for our good Bangor's elevation 2019, and now it's been lent again for Gabriella's elevation. And a beautiful pride change.
The symbol of the order and that of the medallion is a pelican piercing its own breast to feed its young. It is many ways that the order of the pelican serves the kingdom, and this symbol acts as a memory of that. Please, every time you view it, reaffirm your commitment to our kingdom.
Let them be mantled as befits one of this order.
Yeah.
This cloak bears the device of every member of the pelican of our great kingdom. It is with great pride that your heraldry shall be added to it, if it has not already. Therefore we name you Gabriella, mistress of the pelican.
Be it known that their majesties, Roland and Tauchu, King and Queen of Lockhart, do on this day elevate their subject, Gabriella Borromei, to the peerage of this kingdom, and to name her a member of the Order of the Pelican. They do grant her, by letters patent, such arms as she has registered with the heralds, to hold without let or hindrance throughout their realm, by their word in hand, this 13th day of February, Anno Societatis 55. For the newest member of the Order of the Pelican, 3 cheers. Hip hip! Huzzah! Huzzah! Hip hip! Huzzah! Hip hip! Huzzah!
Rise and read your peers.
There being no further business, all rise. Long live the King!
Long live the King!
Long live the Queen!
Long live the Queen!
For Lockhart, 3 cheers. Hip hip! Huzzah! Hip hip! Huzzah! Hip hip! Huzzah!
For Asta.
Court is ended.
You have been such a good dog.
We're taking photos of the photos, of course, the court and